Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss Ricky Gervais's new Netflix special entitled Supernature with your host, me, Professor Joe LaRocca. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think Ricky might have just canceled himself. I know that it's happened kind of several times before. He's gotten various levels of canceled, and I'm not a fan of that. Really, especially if they haven't done anything criminal. If you just get it for ideas and stuff, so he's so rich it doesn't matter. But man, this was a really tone deaf special. It reminded me of like a '90s shock jock kind of like he. Like, all right, so now that I've done stand-up twice, and I can really give you a better, and you're, basically I got made fun of initially that second time, like I said, because I tried to like explain to the audience why the joke was funny, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're not smart enough to get my humor. So he's doing that same shtick where he like in the beginning explains, though, it's the context of the joke and the meaning of the joke and who you're aiming it at, and it's okay to be offended, but that doesn't mean anything. You be offended and you walk away. And they're like, oh, irony, and explaining what irony is, and like the thing is that he's using that as like a guise, irony and like quote unquote characters, even though he doesn't like do voices or change or physically do anything to be a different character. Like, it still just ends up being like really mean spirited. And especially when you explain to the audience that that you're playing off of irony, then that really, I'm getting really meta about it, but that really messes it up. Like, if the joke is that he's making these statements in ignorance and that's what's funny, then he shouldn't then, in the beginning of that, explain that, because then it makes him aware of what he's doing, and then that takes away from the joke. I don't know, maybe I'm not explaining that clearly, but to me, it just felt like the same shtick. Like, none of it, I'm unoffendable for whatever reason, I mean, we'll talk about it. But, so he really, if you look this up, every article you'll say is like how he humiliates trans people and is very, just mean and unsympathetic to things that are going on. And I usually see that stuff and I'm like, those are just clickbait articles, and most of them are, 'cause it's not, but I was like, yeah, this is just offensive. Like, this is there's not like a core joke here that's super funny. And because all right, so trans issues and stuff, gender issues, like, I get it. I'm a bit older and I get what makes an older generation uncomfortable, some people, about the idea, because the gender roles have been so strongly in place, and it confuses people, and it's just based on general fear or like change. I think change reminds people that you're gonna die. I have that whole theory, but in like someone's own sexual insecurity, and I've had to think about it a lot. Like, I don't have any problem with anybody being trans or doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Life is too short. Go ahead and do it. And obviously they should have everybody's same rights, equal, blah, blah, blah. But something about it does kind of like make me uncomfortable in like a theoretical way. Any trans person I met, I've not felt uncomfortable around them, but like, I don't know, just something just like to get used to it. You know what I mean? And, I see where from that, he is not choosing to evolve and absorb this new idea like a more modern person would. He's just jumping off of that shock and fear of a newfound thing and like poking at it, you know what I mean? And it ultimately, even though he says he's being ironic or he's in a character or whatever, it's just mean, just not like super funny. And the funniest stuff in here is when he's not talking about anything shocking, when he's talking about like pets. And I know that makes me sound like I'm like, oh yeah, oh, I want my comedy to be like, it could also be on, whatever, Prairie Home Companion. No, that's not what I'm saying. You guys know I like them to push the boundaries forward always. But and I get it. I think in a modern hour-long stand-up, I think you do have to talk about trans issues and stuff. And he starts in the beginning doing stuff and woke comedy and canceling. I think all that stuff needs to be on there if you're doing a special at this level, probably, and you're this type of comedian. But his whole thing, it's like the whole stand-up is like a mansplaining festival, Like it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I don't know. Watch it yourself and make up your own mind. I don't think it's like horribly offensive, but it's just his same old like virtue signaling and then using like the shocking topics of religion, gender issues, female comedians, abortion, AIDS, and really only AIDS related to homosexuals, which is really, that's like a, what is it, 1999 or something? Come on. And like pedophiles and dwarves. It's a lot of, it's just the stuff where he's like being edgy, And then I get upset he repeated a few jokes about old people and rectal exams that I've heard him do before. And it's like, come on, man. You're getting paid a lot. Just do this. Do this more. Then what I was kind of fine with everything, and I also like the fact that he didn't Americanize it really. He makes a joke about custard and Dame somebody and Boris Johnson and someone named Sean Dixon who I don't even know. So he's not like I like that. I like that he's keeping it kind of UK based. But what surprised me was that like the 45-minute mark, he goes back to like the idea of self-IDing and kids who are bi and stuff like, are transsexual and stuff, and it's like, dude, come on. I get why you up front or at some point in the beginning you want to deal with those things. I wouldn't be so fucking mean about it, but yeah. And I don't know. It's just, whether you're offended or not, that actually doesn't matter, because I believe in all the free speech or whatever. It's just, in my opinion, Ricky, I'm talking to you, Ricky, right now. I'm sure you're watching this. It's just played, dude. It's played. It's played and it's tone deaf. Like, just go a different angle now. Like, there's a new way. I'm not saying you need to be like an alt comic, but, you should probably like patch up everything, whatever happened between you and Steve and Carl. Probably just all get back together and do a podcast, in like a few years, and just stop making Afterlife, which I didn't like, and which I find actually embarrassing and lazy, like I talked about. I mean, near the end, he makes an English joke, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like 1951. Anyway, okay. Let me know what you guys thought. I mean, it's like I give it this. I don't know, probably even a little bit lower. Because I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just thought it was definitely, if not his worst, one of his worst stand-ups, and because there's not a lot of comedy there. And it's not, and I'm not saying, not everything needs to be super woke or whatever. I'm done talking about this. You know what I mean? And doing stand-up is really, really, really hard. I'm not surprised. Like, I know it was, but I have an even better appreciation. It makes me feel like I am slightly more capable now of reviewing stand-up specials a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, same thing why I like I have a little bit of authority reviewing movies because I like read and teach about it, but also more important than that, I've like made them or tried to make them, so it's like, it's like how you want your coach to have played basketball on your basketball. You know what I mean? Even if they weren't great, you want them to have, played 45 minutes on the paint or whatever happens. I don't know. What? Okay, you can like and subscribe if you like to subscribe. I'm here every single day, and you can be here as much as you want. Isn't AIDS funny? Ha. Anyway, take it easy. This has been Professor Joe. Oh wait, La Rocca, La Rocca, La Rocca, La Rocca, La I gotta eat some food. Bye.